Good evening, race fans, and welcome to the Southern National Speedway here for the DECAF Late Model Tour here tonight. After a 1-week hiatus, we have 19 drivers signed in to do battle for 150 laps here on Mid-Championship Night. Taking a look at your top three from Fan Appreciation Night, which happened 2 weeks ago at the Irwindale Speedway. Bill Martin picked up his first career win of the DECAF Late Model Tour here for the Coffee Cup Racing League. Joe Schaefer will finish second, and Guillaume Fortin, your current points leader, rounded out the top three. As we talk about points here during the drivers' meeting, here, this is how they shape up. Guillaume Fortin holds a 26-point lead over the driver out of Wisconsin. That's Joe Schaefer Jr. A.J. Hamill sits there in third, and Justin Rigsby and Justin McDuff rounding out your top five. This is without the drop calculated. They will have a drop. What's on the line here tonight? Well, tonight is mid-season championship night. 1.5 times the championship points will be awarded. So that means that tonight is a big night. All your championship contenders are going to be vying for that ultimate win to try to catapult them into the Season 1 inaugural champion for the DECAF Late Model Tour. I am the boss man, Al Smith, bringing you all the action here tonight from the Turn 3 Racing Network as the drivers' meeting is underway down there below. I can tell you that Adam Jones is fast in practice, followed by Joe Schaefer, Justin McDuff, Chris Stump, and our points leader, the driver out of Quebec, Canada, Guillaume Fortin, rounding out your top five here in practice. Got some new drivers signing in to do battle here tonight. Some old drivers that we've seen here week in and week out, ready to go racing. This track is a little bit tough. It is going to be multiple grooves you see on your screen right now. A lot of marbles down on the bottom and outside, but that is not the only thing that's going to be tough. This car got an overhaul last week during what iRacing considers a build. These drivers had to cut their old late models apart, put brand new braking system, and get used to it here for tonight's racing action. They also got a brand new tire, brand new Hoosier compound on these automobiles, as the drivers were going to be doing battle for 150 laps of action here for you tonight on Mid-Season Championship. But before we get started here tonight, we got to pay some bills, and our national anthem coming right up. So we'll be right with you here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Thank you for tuning in. You're watching the DECAF Late Model Tour here for the Coffee Cup Racing League.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
welcome back to the Southern National Motor Speedway here in North Carolina. The cars out there on practice, wrapping up as we get ready to go, ready for tonight's 150 lap contest for the DECAF Late Model Tour. Once again, looking at the temperatures here tonight, 67 degrees out there is the air temperature. Track at 72. I suspect we're going to see some good 2 to 3 grooves of racing as we look down from our blimp cam here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We can see a lot of marbles building up already on the outside and inside of the racetrack. That is going to be very tricky. And they're on a brand new tire compound here released by the sanctioning body over the last week. The guys had to go home to take apart their old late models, put a brand new braking system handed out, and also got a brand new racing compound of Hoosier tires as they work around the speedway. We got our eyes right now on last week's winner, the driver out of Wisconsin. That is the 39 of Bill Martin. He is currently 8th in the standings. He drives for the posse with the Dr. Noise custom die-cast entry as he looks like he has pulled it down. And as we get ready to go with tonight's racing activity here. So Bill Martin with the win last week, he should be starting towards the back. He'll be back with Guillaume Fortin, Joe Schaefer, Justin McDuff, the drivers that are up there in the point standings. How this field is going to be set here tonight is based off of a handicap. So I can tell you that with that being said, that I will pull up our starting lineup. I believe Jeremy Carpenter might be on the pole with that 777, the CEG Dealer School Casino Quest number 777. He sits down on pit road. He is 13th overall right now in the practice standings here for the DECAF Late Model Tour. As we get ready to go racing, we'll go high above the track as we get ready to go. Field is being assembled down on pit road. Actually, they'll be pulled out on to the racing track as they get ready to go, as we'll go through our starting lineup here tonight for the Mid-Season Championship. Taking a look right now at the grid, it'll be starting on the pole, the driver out of New York. He drives the number 777, the Casino Quest entry. That is Jeremy Carpenter. His outside, the number 2. That is the starting 2 in the car number 22. That is Mike Holtzclaw out of Tennessee. Adam Jones slated to start on the inside of row number 2. And to his outside, the driver out of Wisconsin, that is Bill Martin. Matt, starting on the inside of row number 3, the 777, that is Jeremy Watkins with his entry. The outside of him will be the number 88, that is Matt Eddy. Starting on the inside of row number 4 will be the number 99 of Justin Rigsby. And Rigsby going to be starting on the outside of him will be the 18 of AJ Hamill. Jeff Stiles and Justin McDuff make up row number 10. Then it is the 54 of Rex Hoyle and Andy Lambert rounding out your 6th starting row. Rounding out the field in row number 7 will be the 13 of Guillaume Fortin, Joe Schaefer Jr., Aaron Maynard, and Casey Bietti. Starting 16th, and then 17th we'll go to Dean Gallison. Chris Stump out of Tip City, Ohio. Brian Rogers, Stephen Page, and Danny Venezuela will start in the out back here. But right now we are getting ready to go racing. Southern National Speedway, the Coffee Cup Racing League presents the Full Fender Gladiators. Before they pour the coffee in the engines, they salute you. They door slam the turn 1. We are racing. Carpenter going to jump out to your race lead. He'll come and lead lap number 1, but the fastest man in practice, that number 89, that is Adam Jones. He was the fastest man in practice, started on the inside of row number 2. He's quickly moved into your number 2 position with the 39 of Bill Martin. He's got the 22 of Holtzclaw to his outside as he holds on. One car out of shape was double 7 of Jeremy Watkins. Watkins down on the apron, troubles on the number double 7 as he is relegated to the back of the field. Up front, Adam Jones is taking over your race lead from Jeremy Carpenter as he has set sail. Bill Martin runs second, Carpenter third. Now he's under fire from the 22 of Holtzclaw. Holtzclaw's going to take that third spot away, and here comes Matt Eddy. The Sanford, Michigan native runs there on the inside of the 777 of Jeremy Carpenter as they duel it out here through turns 3 and 4. Justin Rigsby going to come in close in tow as well as Carpenter up on the outside in no man's land. He'll have a spot to get down right there in front of the 18 of A.J. Hamill. Speed shots around the speedway here. That is a one fast lap. We got a side battle here between your number 2 spots as they come off the corner. Matt Eddy's going to take away the third spot from the 22 of Holtzclaw. Justin Rigsby coming in as well. The outside not quite coming in yet as they work around the speedway. Joe Schaefer Jr. working underneath Carpenter. Carpenter on the backward slide, not the way he wants to go right now on mid-championship night as he's got the 13 of Guillaume Fortin right to his door panel now. They'll come off of turn number 2, and it'll be Fortin moving by with his Rumar Vinyl Graphics number 13, the racing design sponsor. Justin McDuff getting on by as well. And here comes Chris Stump. Everybody running single file around the speedway as Carpenter still hung out on the outside of this conveyor belt. He'll have a spot to get there down in front of Stephen Page there in car number 1, and he will do so as we take a look from high above the racetrack here. As now Page will take a look to the inside. And they will get off of turn number 4. Page will give him plenty of room down the front stretch. Carpenter up on the outside. Brian Rogers, first start of the season for the driver out of Vermont. Trying to figure out which lane to go, and he's got the 45 of Casey Bietti right there behind him. Bietti's going to get loose. Holds on to it, and that allows Watkins to draw in on the backside of Bietti. Up front, Bill Martin starting to put the pressure back to the backside as we look on board with the number 189 of Adam Jones. He's got that Dr. Noise custom graphics and die-cast Ford all up his tailpipes. They are working underneath the 30 of Dean Gallison. He'll give way to your race leaders. One driver not making the start. That was the 46 of Aaron Maynard. He'll be credited with the 20th position unless he can get out onto the racetrack. Already 18 laps are in. Working lap number 19 as the battle for your race lead is 2.76 seconds ahead of your third place driver. That is Justin Rigsby, who's just gotten around Matt Eddy. Rounding out your top 5 is the driver out of Morrisville, Vermont. That's the 18 of A.J. Hamill, and the Arts Barbershop sponsored number 18. He's got the 85 of Jeff Stiles up right there close in tow off his back trunk lid. Mike Holtzclaw runs there 7th, Rex Hoyle 8th, and Joe Schaefer Jr. now starting to close in, and he cracked the top 10. Him and Guillaume Fortin run 9th and 10th. One driver on the outside looking in on the top 10. So this driver, the driver out of Hudson Falls, New York, that's the 20 of Justin McDuff. His Tim Horton sponsored number 20. as he takes a peek. There's a little bit of bumper tag that time off of turn number 4. Schaefer got to the backside of Rex Hoyle. Glad to see Rex back out onto the speedway with the DECAF Late Model Tour. Rex had battled a serious illness there for a few weeks, and he's back got cleared to come back and race with him. As now we got a good battle. It'll be door to door off turn number 2. Justin McDuff working to the inside of Fortin. Fortin on the outside. Here comes McDuff. McDuff trying to make it inside the top 10. He's got the position now off of turn number 2, and he's bringing his teammate Chris Stump. Zero 4 of Danny V. He's up there. You know him from the Salt Flat Tour. As we got a good battle. Andy Lambert now throwing it to the inside of Fortin. That is still a battle. Is now Schaefer taking a look to the inside as well. Action all around the speedway as they come off turn number 4. Already 25 laps in. This is a 150 lap contest. They work around the 46 of Aaron Maynard. Maynard able to get off a pit road and make it out onto the racetrack multiple laps down. But he is out there having a good time, which we hope you are here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. You're watching the DECAF Late Model Tour. This is their mid-season championship. No change up front. Jones still leads over Bill Martin, Justin Rigsby, Matt Eddy, and AJ Hamill. The battle is back here. Is now side by side is the 13 of Fortin and the 22 of Mike Holtzclaw. Holtzclaw going to give up that position. Holtzclaw down 10 positions from the starting spot, but Mike is a crafty veteran, and he will be back towards the front. We've seen it week in and week out. He's finished fairly well last couple weeks. As he settles in, this is a very long race, already lapping up into the 18th position is this man, the 89 of Adam Jones, who's got the back bumper is full of some of that Dr. Noise. Right in front of them is the 45 of Casey Bietti. He's going to go down pit road and actually go for a fly. Bietti was trying to come down pit road. Hopefully that driver is all right. Martin is there in like a lion in the grass, stalking his prey, trying to figure out where he's going to make his move on that number 89 of Jones, who has taken over the race lead. This battle is now 3.5 seconds over this man, the 99 of Justin Rigsby. Driver out of Bowling Green, Kentucky. He has distanced himself from the 88 of Matt Eddy. Eddy with some right front damage now. On in front of that Buick, AJ Hamill sitting there trying to muscle his way into the 5th spot. He's got Jeff Stiles right there. As Bill Martin is now side by side, a battle for your race lead. Martin dominated Irwindale 2 weeks ago, and he takes over your top spot. Jones going to try to do the crossover down in the turn. They come off of turn number 4. It'll be door-to-door, wheel-to-wheel down the front stretch. Jones with a preferred line back to the inside. Can he make a move on Bill Martin? Martin on the outside, he'll back out of it early. He tries to cross him over. Jones will drag to brake just a little bit, and you've got another race lead. It is the 89 of Adam Jones. Back to your race lead. Bill Martin did get credited with leading a lap. Gonna already be 1/3 of the way in here. Coming up here very soon. Your race leader's gonna be working up on the backside. Justin McDuff got around Jeff Stiles now. Is the battle for your race leads kind of simmered down, but this one is hot and heavy. Chris Stump and Justin McDuff are working through the field. They are cutting them up like a surgeon. They work underneath the Godfellas. Number 85 of Jeff Stiles. Fortin now going to come along as well. That was the pass for your 10th spot. So Guillaume Fortin up 3 spots from the start of the race. He came in as your points leader. And tonight is a very important night. Tonight has 1.5 times the points available. So it is important for Fortin to get there. Really early on in this racing event though. The 30, that's Dean Gallison. Driver out of Middlesex, Vermont. They just worked by. Fortin Pitt announced last week that Rumar Vinyl Designs coming on board. We go on board here with Guillaume Fortin. Like we said at the pre-race show, these drivers are feeling out this car for the very first time under race conditions. Last week, a new car was released to them. I'll call it a new car. It's got new tires on there. It's now up in front of them. We see the 6 of Joe Schaefer. He works to the low side here. Underneath the 54 of Rex Hoyle. Schaefer came into tonight's action in second place in the points. Right now, he has got 4 positions over Fortin. Up front, Martin working the high side now, trying to get the momentum built up in that Ford Fusion. They've gotten around the 22 of Mike Holtzclaw and the 77 of Jeremy Watkins. That's going to leave 14 drivers on the lead lap. Your last driver on the lead lap is the 777, the Casino Quest CEG Dealer School sponsored automobile of Jeremy Carpenter. This is the battle for first. Martin trying to find a way to break start and to glow on the front of these late models here as they've been under green for 55 laps this time by. One retiree out of the race was the driver of the 45, but Casey Bietti. The creative counters entry. Something going awry on that number 45. A little contact there on the backstretch by the 89 of Jones. Starting to feel the pressure as they come off the corner. Martin took a peek down to the inside. Nothing with doing that time off of turn number 2. He'll follow his tire tracks into turn number 3. Martin right to the back bumper. Maybe some contact. Now takes a peek down low off turn number 4. Not able to do anything with him right there. As Martin trying to find a way around the 89. Martin getting through the center a little bit better than your race leader right now. That time a little more contact off the corner. Martin's going to take the peak down low. Martin with a position down low. Jones to the outside, off the turn number 2. They'll come off the corner, door to door. Martin going to take over your race lead. Jones going to try to cross him back over off the corner. Martin blocks him. Jones with the momentum to the inside. Jones takes the peak down low. The Fords battle it up front here. Jones to the left rear quarter panel of Martin. Jones with the preferred line to the outside. Tires might be wearing out. Martin up into the wall. See if that damages the number 39. Jones not quite able to get back to the power just as quick as the 39 does. New race leader now on lap 65. The 39 of Bill Martin has taken over your race lead from the quick lane Ford of Jones and has quickly opened up to a 1.5 car length advantage, this time off turn number 4. Justin Rigsby starting to close in now, 2.8 seconds behind that battle for your race lead, as Martin has quickly opened up to a 1/2 second lead over Jones. Quickly closing in on the halfway point of this one. Rigsby there in third. 4th spot goes to the 18 of A.J. Hamill. Then it's the Epic Media sponsored number 6 of Joe Schaefer. He is closing in on the back bumper of that number 18 of Hamill. That'll be the battle for your 4th spot. A little bit deeper back, a little good battle back here between the 8 of Andy Lambert and the 12 of Brian Jones. Aaron Maynard right there in the 46. Missed the grid on the start of this one. He's got a little bit fresher tires than the guys that he's racing with. They got their leaders right there behind them. The number 8 of Andy Lambert going to be the next victim to the number 39 of Bill Martin, who has opened up to a 1 second lead now. So Lambert rides in your 13th spot now as we are quickly closing in, just 2 laps away from the halfway point. Next time by, it'll be 75 in, 75 to go, as we'll be halfway. We'll take you through the field as your race leader works underneath the 13, underneath the 8 of Andy Lambert as he gets the cross flags. So Bill Martin is your race leader. He's gotten by the number 89 of Adam Jones and has set sail 1 second over second place. This man, the 89 of Adam Jones. Out of King, North Carolina, he rides in your number 2 position. Running third, the driver out of Bowling Green, Kentucky, the Attitude Esports number 99. That is Justin Rigsby, no strangers. We got a battle for your 4th place starting to shape up. A.J. Hamill had it. Now we'll slide back to 5th. It's Joe Schaefer Jr., driver out of Wisconsin. And for the posse, the Epic Media sponsor number 6 has gotten around the 18 of A.J. Hamill for the 4th spot. A.J. Hamill now back to your 5th spot, up 3 spots from the start of this race. Matt Eddy in the number 88. The Howard Racing Eddy Performance Solution number 88 runs in your 6th spot, as he is quickly going to get pounced on here now by the 54 of Rex Hoyle, the driver out of Carolina, the ATD distributor. number 54. He runs in your 7th spot. Chris Stump up 10 spots from his starting spot. He runs in the 8th spot. Guillaume Fortin runs 9th right there in the 09 Motorsports entry. And rounding out your top 10 is the number 85 of Jeff Stiles. One spot out of the top 5 is the 11th, or the 11th position is the 20 of Justin McDuff. And run 12th. Here is the number 7. Or the 12th is Brian Rogers Jr. He has just gone down 1 lap to your racing field. That is your top 11 cars are on the lead lap. So Justin McDuff would be the next driver. We go on board with the Turn 3 Racing Network onboard camera watching Bill Martin work the magic. Rigsby running just as quick of a lap last time by as Martin. You see that up on your scroll here as we are working lap 86, coming to lap 87. It's been all clean and green since the green flag has dropped here tonight. Is now Schaefer starting to put the pressure to the back bumper of the 99 of Rigsby. Schaefer going to cut it down low. He'll come off the corner with the momentum. That's the battle for third. Schaefer now into your 3rd position, working underneath the 99 of Rigsby. Rigsby all sorts of out of shape off of turn number 4. You got to wonder if the tires are starting to go away on the 99 of Rigsby. Rigsby now falls in the back to the cutter. A.J. Hamill to the Arts Barbershop, trying to take a cut into the 4th position. Bill Martin, 3.3 seconds opened up over Adam Jones, who's just in front of this battle. The race leader clicks off another lap. Good showing here tonight. 21 drivers entered the mid-season championship. Bill Martin going to try to claim his stake and get the bonus, get the 1.5 time win here tonight for the championship standings. Tonight is a night that you want to have a good night as the yellow flag will fly. It looks like we have issues on the number 12 of Brian Rogers, who's down on pit road. Yellow flag will fly for the very first time. Caution laps will count here tonight. Let's take a look back here and see what happened to Brian Rogers. Oh, looks like possible contact between himself and the 8 of Andy Lambert. Let's go back and see it again. Lambert and him were battling back there for your 12th position. He got a little bit loose off the corner, just a slight contact, and up the racetrack went the number 12 of Brian Rogers, and that'll bring us underneath the caution flag here for the very first time here tonight. Looks like Jeremy Carpenter going to get the wave around as he works around the speedway on the high side. So the first pause for the cause here tonight for the mid-season championship for the DECAF Late Model Tour. And it's Bill Martin who sits up on the front of this one. He's going to have Adam Jones restarting in your number 2 spot. Third will be the number 6, Joe Schaefer Jr. Now it's going to be interesting to see these tires did get a new tire model. Before it was very important to cool them down to get the grip. Very interesting to see what will happen as the field paces around behind the Ford Mustang pace car. Justin Rigsby runs fourth. A.J. Hamill will restart fifth. The 54 Rex Hoyle runs sixth. Guillaume Fortin. And then Chris Stump rounding out your field. Here inside the top 8, Matt Eddy runs ninth. Jeff Stiles, Justin McDuff, and Jeremy Carpenter, your 12 cars on the lead lap. One car down one lap is the number 8 of Andy Lambert. Jeremy Watkins down one as well, same with Steve Page. Mike Holtzclaw down 2 laps. Dean Gallison also back there as well in the 17th spot. Pace car is off. Our first yellow is done, and we're back underway. Martin with a good jump. He brings the 6 of Joe Schaefer close in tow now off of turn number 2. Jones up on the outside of the speedway. He'll give away your 3rd spot. He'll try to cross over underneath the 6 of Jones. We got him fanning out behind this battle for your number 2 spot. A.J. Hamill sits there in 3rd spot, but right in front of him, you have the battle for your number 2 spot. Jones trying to get back underneath the number 6 of Schaefer. That is a good battle. Jones a little bit free that time off turn number 2. Schaefer holding tight on the outside of the Dr. Noise Epic Media sponsor number 6. So we right on board with the Track Racer on board camera for A.J. Hamill. Hamill now works to the inside. He carves underneath the 6 of Schaefer. Schaefer up on no man's land. Chris Stump trying to pedal as fast as he can to fill the hole with the Big Johnson number 98. Not able to do so. Schaefer going to be able to get down low. Now he'll cut it underneath the number 18 of Hamill, and he'll throw it down in the turn number 3. Side door to door off of turn number 4. Schaefer with the crossover move. He'll take over the 4th spot. The 3rd spot now is contact between the 18 and the 6 of Hamill and the 6 of Schaefer. Here comes Chris Stump, the driver out of Tip City, Ohio. Former ASA late model driver. Working underneath the 18 of A.J. Hamill. Not able to make the move on the 18. Now Hamill way up the racetrack in turns 1 and 2. Matt Eddy back there as well, as if these two make a mistake, he's ready to pounce now. Hamill stuck on the outside in no man's land. The outside has not seemed like to be the place to be here tonight, as Stump now looks to take over your 4th spot. Hamill on the outside, clawing his way back to your 5th spot, as Eddy trying to fill that void as well. Can Hamill get down in front of the 88 of Matt Eddy before Eddy gets there? Looks like he will do so. Now Hamill back to the outside, had the check up for the 98 of Stump. That allows Eddy back to the inside. Oh, contact between the 88 of Eddy and the 18 of Hamill. Hamill up the racetrack. Something going awry with the Arts Barbershop number 18. As now Rex Hoyle will go to battle under Eddy. And he'll make that pass. Justin Rigsby was up inside the top 3 early on in this event. Now finds himself trying to claw his way back into the 6th position. Guillaume Fortin runs there in the 8th position. As well as up front, things are starting to tighten up for Bill Martin. It looks like Schaefer had a little bit of a moment there. He was to the back bumper, now able to fall back off. Martin enjoys a 2-second lead. We'll go back to the action is hot and heavy. Eddy settles in. Stiles runs 9th. Rounding out your top 10 is the 777, who's under fire now. Carpenter working the outside of the racetrack. Right there is AJ Himmel, will crack the top 10, trying to claw his way back after contact with the 88 of Matt Eddy. Driver behind him looks like he was used and abused as that Tim Hortons coffee can is wrinkled. Here tonight is Justin McDuff. He runs in the 12th spot, but Andy Lambert runs in 13th. He is down 1 lap to your race leader as we are closing in on 25 laps to go for this man. Driver out of Madison, Wisconsin, the Dr. Noise Custom Decals and Diecast, number 39. If you haven't checked out some of his work, he just put out a new one that he's working on. It's a Darrell Waltrip throwback scheme. What he does, he mix mashes all the famous paint schemes of a driver. This one's got him the Western Auto, the Mountain Dew sponsored auto car. It is going to be a good looking diecast when Bill Martin gets done with that. Take a look on Facebook, look up Dr. Noise Custom Graphics and Diecast. Joe Schaefer starting to close back in, now down to 1.1 seconds behind your race leader. We look out the front board here, trying to catch your race leader. Schaefer up 12 spot, but he is not the biggest mover of the race. That belongs to the number 98. As your race leader in trouble down the front stretch. He's going to lose your race lead. Schaefer up around to 39. New race leader down the backstretch is the 6 of Joe Schaefer, as Bill Martin had a moment in lap traffic trying to get around to 30 of Dean Gallison. Caught lap traffic in the wrong moment there. What a moment there. This time by it'll be 26 laps to go for Joe Schaefer. Can Bill Martin catch him now? Adam Jones back there third. Chris Stump close in tow as well, about 2 car lengths off the back bumper of that number 89. Then it's a good battle for your 5th spot. Rex Hoyle has it. Justin Rigsby wants it. And here comes Guillaume Fortin, going to throw his name into the fray. Rigsby trying to get the momentum. He'll work to the inside of Stump, or the 54 of Hoyle, up the racetrack. Hoyle will go, maybe some contact there. Didn't look like it on the screen. That is a good battle. They'll come off the corner, dueling for that number 5 position. Rigsby going to take it away from Hoyle. Hoyle up on the outside. Now is the 13 of Fortin will fill that void. Fortin working to the inside of the 54. He'll make quick work of him and now try to chase down the 99 of Justin Rigsby. As up front, Joe Schaefer has opened up a 1.1 second gap back to Bill Martin, so no battle there for your race lead right now. Tough luck for the 39 of Martin in lap traffic. Schaefer able to work around the outside of him, this time by 20 laps to go in the midseason championship. Chris Stump not done yet, trying to get up one more position into a podium finish. He's got the 98 round up here. He gets to the back bumper of the 89 of Jones. Nothing doing that time is that they work off turn number 2 and into turn number 3. They work around the 04 of Danny V as they work through turns 3 and 4. Nice to see the 04 out there turning some laps with them here. We've been slowed one time here tonight. That was for an incident back on lap 95 for the 12 of Brian Rogers Jr. who has parked the car for the night. Too much damage on the right rear of that automobile, the Pepsi-sponsored automobile. As 15 laps remain, it's been clean and green. Will it stay that way? They work underneath the 30 of Gallison, this time off the corner. Stump with a little bit better of a forward drive, it looks like. Just can't do anything with the 89 of Adam Jones. Stump able to keep the car a little bit lower as we look out the back camera mounted on these late models. Stump right down to the bottom, trying to use as much real estate as he can to get by the 89 as he comes by. It'll be 12 laps to go. 12 to go. Justin Rigsby runs in 6th, Guillaume Fort in 7th. Rex Oil back to your 7th spot. AJ Hamill rebounding nice, just working around the 88 of Matt Eddy. That'll put him back to the 8th position. Those two made contact battling for your 5th position a little bit earlier in this run. Is now 9 laps to go for your race leader, Joe Schaefer. Jeff Stiles working there. He's got the 777 of Jeremy Carpenter, who's under fire from the 20 of McDuff. McDuff trying to get into the 11th spot, and right in front of them is the 85 of Jeff Stiles. That's what would be for your 10th spot as McDuff takes a peek to the inside. So they work underneath the 46 of Aaron Maynard. Back up front on the same straightaway is the 6 of Joe Schaefer, this time by Art Hamill, the chief flagger of the DECAF Late Model Tour. Shows him 5 laps to go. Schaefer now pulled out to a 2.4 second lead over Bill Martin. He runs there in your number 2 spot. Adam Jones still trying to fight off the 98 of Chris Stump. Stump not done with him yet. That is the battle for your 3rd and final podium spot. McDuff was able to get his way around the 777. As this time by Popsicle Sticks are up 2 more circuits around for the 6 of Joe Schaefer. He'll put Jeremy Carpenter down 1 lap here as they enter turn number 3. Off of turn number 4, Art Hamill will wave the white flag. We are under the final lap for the DECAF Late Model Tours Mid-Season Championship. Schaefer for the final time. He's poured the coffee out. He is ready to go to victory lane. Joe Schaefer will pick up the Mid-Season Championship. Bill Martin will finish 2nd. Adam Jones and Chris Stump drag race to the line, and it will be, I believe, it was Adam Jones at the line over Chris Stump. That was too close to call from my vantage point. But scoring, timing and scoring is saying that it was the number 89 of Adam Jones that'll come home in your 3rd spot. Maybe not. Chris Stump going to be credited with 3rd spot, it looks like, as they pull it down here on the front stretch as they get ready for the post-race show. We'll take a moment to pay some bills. We thank you for watching the DECAF Late Model Tour. We'll be right back with our post-race show here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
Bowling. right down the middle. You got it. Uh-oh. Good job.
See what you can do, man.
Wait.
That's a strike right there.
Connect with family and friends. Go bowling.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Quick, say fuck all you can. Get it out.
And
Fuck,
welcome
fuck.
back here to the oh boy. We'll have to clear that one. Welcome back to the Southern National Speedway here for Mid-Season Championship, where Joe Schaefer has picked up tonight's big win. We are down here in Victory Lane with the driver of the Epic Media number 6. And Joe, what a great race. You had to come from the back. You're up 13 spots here tonight to the number 1 spot on what is probably going to be the biggest points-paying win of the season.
Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect in traffic with the new tire, so I know starting in the back I was going to have to pretty much race everybody to get to where I was, and luckily in that last 50 I had a lot left, and I wanted to race and chase down Bill and try to pass him clean, but there was some commotion, so I will take some good luck. And I got around him without having to race him.
Yeah, talk about the new tire. We talked about it in the pre-race show and throughout the race that you guys got a new Hoosier compound on the late model along with a new braking system. The cars seemed like they were stuck a little bit better here tonight. The racing, they saw a lot of maneuverability out of them. How is the new car for people that haven't driven it yet?
Usually I like to set up passes here by getting a really good run, maybe entering the corner a little higher and driving off the corner underneath somebody, that was a lot harder to do. There's a lot more grip, and the brakes are maybe not quite as responsive as they used to be. So if you overrun the corner, you really get penalized now. So never slid the tires once, and just taking care of them for the whole race. I had a lot left at the end, and I felt really fast for those last 20, to the point where if I would have had to race side by side with Bill, I think it would have been a good show.
You definitely put out a good show coming from the back here. You're going to come home with the win. Talking about Southern National, that is where we're at next week. We're headed to South Boston, where your average is going to keep you starting in the back there, and we know how South Boston can be. What's the expectations for next week?
Well, we're going from my favorite track this week to probably my least favorite track next week. So if I can salvage a top 5 next week, I'd be pretty excited. That place it's not going to be easy to pass, and the high line will probably come in and be preferred. So hopefully we can get a lot of green flag laps in and run it like tonight. But if not, I'm prepared for anything, I suppose.
Well, there you have it, tonight's race winner. Before we let you go and celebrate with the crew, social distancing, of course, who makes it all possible for you week in and week out here for the DECAF Late Model Tour?
Epic Media, of course, my team, the posse, and thanks to you guys for doing the broadcast, and thanks to Bill for not interrupting my interview.
There you have it. We see him chomping at the bit down here on the racetrack as we'll slide down and talk to our second place driver, who is, Bill, you had it up front there, and then a little lap traffic got in the way. They're talking about the end of the race there. It's got to be a hard one to swallow here tonight.
I was up front there, and some lap traffic got in the way, and it was a hard one to swallow.
Talk about your race. You had to come back. You started fourth. You ran there. Adam Jones put on a good battle with you up front early on. Were you riding there, trying to figure out how to get by, or how difficult was it to set up that pass on the 89?
It was exactly as Joe described it. Setting a pass pretty hard. The tires got a lot of grip. It's really easy to block on the track to prevent someone to get a run off the exit. He was really good at it, but a lot of the time he was also just a little bit better than I was. Usually just whenever he would slip up a little bit, I'd catch back up. But for the most part, until I started going for the pass, we were dead even. He was a little quicker, and then he'd just make a mistake. So, yeah, luckily, I think he was using it up a little too much. I was able to get around him finally. But it was a battle. I drove up the wall to try to get around him even.
We saw
was
that.
Exciting.
I was wondering if you're going to try your celebration move a little bit early tonight at Southern National. We saw you climb the wall and run the fence last 2 weeks ago at the Irwindale Speedway. We weren't sure if you were just going to put a show on there, or if you maybe had a sponsor on the drive shaft you were trying to show everybody.
No, it doesn't work at this track because the fence and the wall don't line up.
Well, shucks. We'll have to go back to Irwindale then. No, but anyway, it was a good race. It's not the finish you quite wanted there, but you come home with a second place here on mid-season championship night. Who makes it all possible for you?
AJ does, because he runs the league. Thanks, AJ.
There you have it. That's our second place finish here tonight. That is the number 39 of Bill Martin. As we will now slide down the racetrack a little bit further to the third place finisher. That'll be the driver of the number 98 of Chris Stump. And Chris, you had a battle out there here tonight with your number 98.
Yeah, it was pretty eventful coming from the back. I am not very good at these cars. I think with the new tire, maybe suits me a little bit better. But just worked on trying to take care of the right front, putting more rear brake into it the longer I went, and ended up burying it. Went too hard for a while, trying to run pack down, and certainly didn't have as much left as Joe had at the end, but had a fun battle with Adam there about the last 20 laps, and yeah, pretty happy with third.
Yeah, it was a heck of a drag race off of turn number 4 coming to the line. Our timing and scoring says he got you, but in the official standings, you got it by .007 seconds. So that was a really tight finish there off of turn number 4. And put a good show. And you are the hard charger of the race. He had to come up from the 18th starting spot, and you're going to finish up 15 spots in the 3rd position. So that's got to make you feel pretty good here tonight.
Yeah, like I said, I struggle in these cars, and I struggle at this track generally. So yeah, I'll take 3rd gladly.
Well, it was good to have you here on the podium. We hope to see you there next week. We had the South Boston Speedway. This 3rd place is going to take your handicap and bring you down a little back. Start in the back there. Does that worry you? We love Southern National or South Boston. It will take and get 2, maybe even 3 groups wide, but we also know how much it clogs up quickly. So it could really hurt someone's championship hopes next week. Are you worried about headed to South Boston?
Not any more worry than any other week. I like South Boston. I know it's not super popular with some guys, but I really like it. You can actually move around the track, kind of as Joe alluded to. Usually this track widens out a little bit where you can do a late entry and dime the corner off to get a run underneath people, and for whatever reason you couldn't do that tonight. But hope South Boston stays wide like it normally does, and makes the passing a little bit easier.
Well, nice. Before we let you go and load up and head up to the state of Virginia, who makes it possible for you week in and week out?
I want to thank Big Johnson, Magnum Condoms. I want to thank my Empire Racing teammates, AJ and Justin, and Steph sitting at home like a bum, and you guys in the booth, and I think that's about it. But yeah, AJ, he puts a lot of work in the league, puts a bunch of time and effort, sending out emails throughout the week and everything. So want to thank him.
There you have it there, ladies and gentlemen, your 3rd place finish of the night, and that is going to be the number 98 of Chris Stump. The only one thing left to do here tonight, and that is go through the updated points after mid-season championship night, and we'll take a look at that right now. Here it looks like Guillaume Fortin's going to come out of here with your points lead, but Joe Schaefer Jr. is going to close it in now within 14 points after tonight's victory. Justin Rigsby will be 3rd. AJ Hamill slides down 1 spot to 4th, and Jeff Stiles passes Justin McDuff for the 5th spot. Matt Eddy 7th, Andy Lambert 9th, Adam Jones and Bill Martin rounds out your top 10. Reminder, this does not include the drop here for the championship standings, so that'll get factored in as we get later on into the season. And taking a look at the results where you can see where your favorite driver has finished here tonight as we talk to our top 3. Joe Schaefer with the win, Bill Martin, Chris Stump, your top 3, Adam Jones, Justin Rigsby rounding out your top 5. That'll do it from the Southern National Speedway. We will see you guys next time as we have our upcoming races coming up here for the DECAF Late Model Tour. It is Pumpkin and Spice Night next Monday night at the South Boston Speedway. We'll see you at around 8:45. Green flag scheduled to drop at 9 p.m. But on behalf of Turn 3 Racing Network, we hope you enjoyed the show. If you have not liked it already, hit the little thumb, hit the subscribe, and we'll move on here to next week's racing. We got plenty more action coming to you on the Turn 3 Racing Network this week. We hope to see you there as we bring you all the sim racing action going forward. So anyways, I am the boss man, Al Smith. We hope you have a great night, and we will see you at the racetrack this week.